Well, how does a historian look at religion? It's a very good question, and it's a question, of course, that I wrestle with all the time. One thing that's happened in the historical profession in the last, especially 50 years, has been a big shift in dealing with this religious question. First of all, right now, among historians, there's a lot of interest in religion. It's from being kind of a marginalized subject for ecclesiastical people, it's now a very important mainline subject. And the distinction has been made very clearly in the last 50 years between church and church history and religious history. And most of the older type history was what we might call church history, that is to say dealing with institutional issues, bishops, popes, ministers, those kinds of issues, theological issues, as distinct from dealing with religious sentiment, religious practices, and you might say the lived religion of ordinary people. And that's where a lot of interest now is among historians. So that's where the interest is focused. I must say that one problem I have with the way this is done by historians, most historians, is that religion is, despite looking at these issues, religion is not looked at as what I think religion is all about. That is to say, this search for the transcendent, this satisfying a kind of a mysterious hunger in the human heart, but sometimes looked upon as sort of ill-disguised ploys for power, or simply patterns imposed by different cultural situations. So I think that's, despite this interest in religion, that's the way a lot of historians deal with it. I try to chide my colleagues by saying, well, it's all very interesting, but you're not, you say you're talking about religion, but you're not really paying attention to this fact that maybe these people are engaging in these practices, maybe they are expressing themselves in these different ways because they like what they're doing and they believe in what they're doing, and it satisfies their souls in a way that other activities, sentiments, do not satisfy their soul. So, as I say, I call myself a historian of religious culture, and so I try to deal with that religious issue. And it's a little bit off the point, but I, as a priest, of course, this makes me suspicious to many historians, but my ideal is, as I say to myself, to talk religious to secular types and to talk secular to religious types, and that way try to deal with this issue of religion and religious culture and the intersection between secular culture and religion.